How many people know this, but the Ghostbusters theme song that everybody knows and loves was stolen, and the story just gets way crazier from there. In the early 1980s, Ghostbusters was a massive hit that went on to become a timeless classic, and if you haven't seen the movie, you've at least heard its super catchy as hell theme song, Ghostbusters by Ray Parker Jr. But what many people don't know is that the song was shamelessly ripped off from another massively successful band from the 1980s. When Ghostbusters was deep in development, the producers reached out to the band that had the #1 album in the country at the time, which was Huey Lewis and the News and their album Sports, and said, hey, we want you to make the theme song for our movie, and we want it to sound just like the hit single from Sports, I Want a New Drug. But the thing was that Huey Lewis and the News had zero interest in doing this, and they didn't want to be reduced to some kind of novelty act, so they turned down the Ghostbusters producers and went on with their lives. Cut to later in 1984, Ghostbusters releases, it's a huge hit, and the song Ghostbusters is a #1 for 3 consecutive weeks charting single that becomes a cultural phenomenon. But Huey Lewis hears the song and he's like, wait a minute, this is just my song, I Want a New Drug. And if you listen to the two songs side by side, he makes a pretty compelling case. They have the exact same chord progressions, they have very similar melody runs, they have a similar bouncy feel to them.
I want a new drug. When the moon made me sick. There's something strange in the neighborhood.
So Huey Lewis sues Columbia Pictures. He wants songwriting credit, he wants money, and he wants them to admit that they stole his song. However, none of that stuff really happens except for they settle out of court for an undisclosed sum. Shortly after that, Huey Lewis is offered to make the theme song for the movie Back to the Future. And this time around, he's like, well, if you say no, they're just gonna steal your music anyway, so I might as well do it. He agrees, and he makes the songs Power of Love and Back in Time. But then in 2001, during the VH1 documentary series Behind the Music on Huey Lewis and the News, Huey Lewis in an interview told this entire story and said that the song was stolen from him, which he was apparently not supposed to do as per the terms of their settlement. So Ray Parker Jr. sued him for breach of confidentiality, but then the case was thrown out. But at this point, the cat was out of the bag and they could no longer deny the truth of what actually happened. Years later, in 2004, Ghostbusters director Ivan Reitman admitted in an interview with Premiere Magazine that they had used I Want a New Drug as a temp track for certain parts of the movie during editing, and when they hired Ray Parker Jr. to make the Ghostbusters song, they gave him that cut of the movie with I Want a New Drug in those places and specifically asked him to make a song like that. And in that same interview, Ray Parker Jr. admitted that he only had a couple of days to write the song. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of glad all this went down because despite the very close similarity, Ghostbusters is a way better song than I Want a New Drug. And real quick, if you like my videos and you want to see more in-depth writing from me, you can do that here.